This is your girl Ukanya Gakulu, and as you know, I am not alone. I'm with my girl Umpumi on my left, and I'm with a girl Ino on my right. So, ladies and gentlemen, today the topic is a bit hotter than usual, just top notch. We are talking about, is sex work? I don't know what you guys think, but I'm about to give you the ins and the outs. Let's go! Alright, my Jimbo says Buyile, and we're back at it with the topic, is sex work? Still, personally, I don't know about the ladies, but personally, I think a hustle is a hustle. Let us not limit the word hustle. So, Booby, take it away.
I would actually say, well, sex work, it's not a legal thing. But I mean, if I have to put bread on the table, why not? Many people cannot work due to unforeseen circumstances. Maybe I was in prison and what's going to happen to me, my criminal record? Am I going to get a sufficient job to put food on the table for my kids?
Exactly.
Am I? Question mark.
So if you ladies are agreeing that sex work is work, it would be something that you wouldn't mind if you are under circumstances of being a sex worker.
Definitely. If it's tight, that's what you must. There's no two ways.
So you wouldn't mind any madala, the small boys coming here and there, different sizes in and out, like at points like that.
Oh, okay, ethically and morally, it's not the best thing to do.
Besides the ethic, what does it do to you inside as a person, like your emotional state? You know, how about there's some people where they end up being raped because the man wants to do it in a certain way and she's not really approving as the worker. And then there's STDs, you get your chlamydias, you get your herpes, you get your STDs. And what about pregnancy as well? You know, some guys don't want to use a protection on top of that.
You must
understand? So I feel like sex work is just not on. I mean, it's dangerous for me. That's why it's not legal, guys.
Hence, I say,
how are you gonna raise your kids on top of that as a sex worker? I'm not judging, but I'm just saying, alright, what do you transfer to the child? Because you're not really receiving love. Are you ever gonna be a person who intends on getting married, having a family, raising children?
Don't bring work to home. Don't bring home to work.
So you can be a sex worker and at the same time still be somebody's wife. Is that what you're saying?
No, in terms of family, no. But like, this is a hustle now to put food on the table. Why would you wanna be a sex worker if you have a partner who can help you out?
But we should never.
But what if your partner can't? We live in a world where
we should never forget that sex workers are also human beings.
Exactly.
It takes a lot for me to go onto the street and decide, no, I am going to provide for my kids like this. What if they have an absent father? What am I going to say to my kids? What if my kids starve of death? Yes, there are many possible ways that I can provide food on the table for my kids. But there's no easy money. There's no such thing as easy money. But there is such thing as quick money.
This is a sacrifice on its own.
It is a sacrifice.
I'm not disagreeing with the fact that it brings money. All you guys are saying it's bringing money. My question is the effects of it on the family, on the person, on society as a whole.
Like everything
because the people that go there that pay for sex, it's probably somebody's wife or husband.
Business is business.
Sex work. Talking about this, is it just women that's supposed to actually be selling themselves, or men as well? Okay.
Like I say, let's not limit it. Obviously,
it's a
like everything else, I feel sex working has its ups and downs, like pros and cons. Having a business has a pro and a con. Being a teacher has a pro and a con. Being an engineer has a pro. Like everything else, it has pros and cons.
I'm not for it,
but it's not building society. That's my point. I'm against it because it's just breaking the society.
But are you building
the mere
family
fact that it's
society?
breaking you as a person, it's breaking the society, because what you have is what you're gonna pass on.
So it's best I starve my children for society. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying it's breaking you. You are part of the society.
Agreeing, but
if it's breaking you, then it's breaking the society because you're part of the society.
I'm agreeing, but at this point I'm not thinking of the society. I'm being narcissistic and I'm being selfish for my kids.
You know, most of the time we are like, what is social media going to say about my personal life? Social media does not bring food to the table of your kids. Your kids will never eat social media. I feel
people.
But you are human. As being human, you need to find a way of making another human being survive.
Exactly.
It does not make me any human if I go to the street and I do whatever job I do. The same people that you are thinking about out there, what is she going to say? What is she going to say? Eventually, haters are haters. Exactly. We need haters to boost our self-esteem and to boost ourselves as well. But eventually, if you do not understand my hustle, how are you going to provide for my hustle?
Exactly.
If you're not going to give me money to provide for my hustle, then you can't say anything about it. If you are not in my shoes, I don't expect you to understand.
Exactly.
Period.
That's the thing. So until you go through it, personally I feel like that's how human beings work. Until you go through it, you won't know the struggle. So as much as you are stating how society is affected, how you as a human being you're affected, how this is somehow leading to ethics and morals.
Is there a better job I'm gonna get?
Exactly. Is it gonna provide for? I have 3 kids. I have 3 kids that I need to feed. Their fathers are absent or they died because of some unfortunate or unforeseen circumstances which I have no idea of. I have no family to next of kin to hold on to, and this time I need to hustle on my own. I have a criminal record because I was trying to protect my kid from being raped, so I went to prison. Now I'm out of prison and I need to find a way to feed my 3 kids. What am I gonna do? Easy, quick money. I've been away from them for 5 years max because I was in prison. What am I gonna do? The best way I know how to get money is to what? Sell my body. Quick money, take my kids to school. Obviously it's not a permanent thing. That's not what I think. People are looking at it from a perspective as it's for the long run. No, this is for now. To build up the money, to put away the money, then in the long run I can find a proper hustle, like a permanent job. Not that sex working isn't a proper
So you guys are only talking about sex work as you being an independent worker, but that's not really what happens on the streets.
We are agreeing, but
what happens on the street is that you have a pimp. They see you on their corner, they're like, this is my corner, this is what you now working for me. You understand? So now I'm just saying that, like, when it comes to sex work, there's just a whole lot of disadvantages more than advantages. You just looking at you providing for yourself, but at the end of the day, it does not get to that point. It becomes easier for things that we are fighting against, like human trafficking, like trying to break these, as I said, the HIVs and stuff like that, and building people emotionally, like emotional intelligence. But it's not possible when you're in an environment of sex work, because it has its own people. They get there, you on their corner, he's like, this is my corner. He's not gonna ask you, he's not gonna advise you, he's gonna tell you what to do. The next thing you now owned by them. Do you understand? It's not something.
Self-discipline.
How is self-discipline when you take by force and they start teaching you how to do drugs and stuff like that?
No, you don't have to.
For the sex workers that
I've worked with, not as in I've been one. No, but like obviously, well, at church they recruit sex workers, ex-sex workers. So I've worked with them on a personal level. Obviously, there's that where most of them are owned by pimps, but there's actually quite a few of them that work independently. Because they want to. For instance, they work at the summer club. Obviously, they have influences such as drugs and whatnot and influential friends. But that, when it comes to that, like in every other workplace, self-discipline. You're going to decide, I'm going to let him pimp me. I'd rather move away from that corner, honestly, than for him to pimp me. There's many people out there who are looking for a quick fuck. I don't want to lie to you. There's many, I'm sorry for my language. There's many people looking for it. So just because this is the busiest corner doesn't mean it's the only corner. There's many other busy corners that you can find to substantiate for that.
Eventually, at the end of the day, you gotta do what you gotta do, sis. It doesn't make me any. I just want to clear the air. It does not make me any less of a woman to actually become a sex worker. I mean, being a sex worker, most of the time, it takes a lot of guts. As a woman, we are sitting here, beautiful young ladies. Think to yourself, would I decide one time to wake up and go be a sex worker? No. Why? Because it takes a lot of integrity. It takes a lot. That's all. And I feel like we just need to unite. Be about your business. Do what you do. So if it does not affect you, stay out of it.
Do you ladies feel that sex work should be made legal?
To a certain extent.
Being legal is
the same way. Meaning? The same way like weed. We are allowed to smoke it now, but only in our homes. Let it be legal, but let it have rules and limits so that it doesn't go out.
In such a corrupt country, do you think it would
That's the unfortunate part of it, which is almost like inevitable for it to go out of hand. But guys, when push comes to shove, there's honestly nothing.
So basically, what you two are saying is that when you're faced with circumstances, never mind what everybody else says, just do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
If you gotta do it, you gotta do it.
Because body, not good mouth.
But it's not about just body. It's about what you saying about yourself. Like what you.
Hence I said, I'm losing my dignity to protect my kids.
Exactly.
My generation, it's okay for my generation to die, but what about my next generation?
Exactly.
How are they gonna tell my story? Of course, my kids will say, mom. And I mean, their friends were like, your mom is. I mean, at the end of the day, if they're able to tell my story in the right and respective manner. I don't care about what I have everything to lose. I have every single thing to lose.
When it comes
if
to
my
kids.
generation is unable to protect me and give me something to feed my kids, I am protecting my kids.
Exactly.
For my kids to be able to get the shoes for school, for my kids to eat breakfast, lunch and supper, for my kids to have money to go on school tours. I don't care about myself.
Exactly.
My generation is exhausted. It's already done. I'm done. But my kids need to live.
So when you're living for your kids, what do you expect your kids to be in the future?
They're gonna change the story that I've lived.
Exactly.
How are they going to change it?
This is how you do it. Personally, my parents don't come from a very great background, but this is not about me. My parents say, I struggled goopy because I was trying to put you through school. As a child, when you grow, you can see your parents struggle, and you know that I don't want to go through this. I don't want to put my kids through this. I don't want my next generation, my kids, my grandkids to go through this. So obviously, what you take from it is the struggles you went through with your mom, and hence that would be motivation to get to where you want to get to. Don't look at the negative side of things.
I'm talking about the positive side. You're saying that you did what you had to do because, and not everybody that goes into sex work is going to sex works because they didn't go to school.
Yeah.
They don't have qualifications, or they're not graduates or stuff like that. So I'm saying that when you're saying you're going to give your children a better life, what are you actually doing to ensure that they don't become sex slaves like you or sex workers like you?
I make sure that the life that I'm living is not discreet. They see what I do.
Go through.
So that mangala ngesinko, or when I decide to throw away this bread because I don't feel like eating, they think about mom worked her ass.
Literally.
For this. I mean, it's the same example as a kid. If the stove is hot, what do? I burn for the first time. But next time, what will I do? I'll feel it a bit upper to check if it's hot, so that I don't burn again.
But do you understand? This comes back to what I said about emotional intelligence. What a child grows up around is usually what they become.
Not most of the time.
So that's my question. How do you teach your children to do different?
Like she said, don't be discreet about it.
Don't be discreet.
You're not discreet. You're open, and then
they know exactly.
They know exactly what you're doing, and they
like
see it's working, and it's putting my children through school, and I love them and all that.
That's why I said it's not a permanent job. It's for the time being to secure the bag. And once you feel you've secured the bag properly, do investments, start a business, whatnot. Show them that I did this for the time being, not because it's a permanent job. I was trying to put you guys through school, to put food on the table. And now that everything is here and I can do it on my own, what, by the way, society deems as correct morally, then I will stop, because sex working is not moral, right? Now that I have the bag, I will start a business, a small salon, a spaza shop, whatever it is. Now you see that I didn't do the sex work because I like it. I did it because I had to, and now that I have other means to keep food on the table, of course I'm gonna move away from that thing, because I don't wanna influence.
And that's you building your legacy, in other words, for your children.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It doesn't have to start with all sparkles and rainbows and unicorns. No, of course, never stuff like that. Especially with us black people. So obviously we have to build from something. It's making me choke.
At the end of the day, sis, you gotta hustle. Do what you gotta do. So that's where,
ultimately guys, that is it from us, the ladies of The Hustle Is Real. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was very hot. It was very, I don't know about you guys, but